Welcome back to Photo Finds. This is the last Photo Finds of 2013, and I'd like to take you on somewhat of a year in review. I've only been doing the show since October, and although it started off pretty rocky, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for sticking with me, as I am still learning on how to get this right, and I will still be learning throughout 2014. Before we do start, I'd like to point out over a new concept that's happening over at the Legend of Jack Sparrow attraction over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Instead of waiting in traditional line, cast members are now handing all the guests slips of paper with times on it to come back and enjoy the show. This attraction gets very, very long waits, pretty much not worth the attraction, but is a great alternative instead of waiting in that line for this attraction. I think it's safe to say that through 2013, the biggest news to come out of the parks this year, all the parks, is the rollout of the My Magic Plus experience at Walt Disney World. Traditional turnstiles have made way to these new entry ports that don't feature physical barriers between guests and the entrances to the park, but do offer larger room in hopes to make the more efficient entry into the park without having to stop the process for guests in wheelchairs, strollers, or scooters, electric scooters. Ticket media is now read through radio frequency readers that have been covered in depth by most websites and bloggers, and the readers are now seen throughout the parks as a point of entry for the updated version of FastPass, which is now called FastPass Plus. Almost all the Walt Disney World attractions now feature FastPass Plus, most of them that never had the previous version of FastPass before. And although it's technically still in its testing phase, most of the signage, which looks pretty permanent, is in plain sight for all guests to see. With the exception of Disney's Animal Kingdom, it is exclusive to test by Disney Resort guests only, which I can't see how the casual non-Disney Resort guest can not help but feel slighted, as this does almost create a blatant have-not hierarchy as in its current testing phase. The former FastPass machines that used to be in front of Disney's Stitch's Great Escape has now turned into a My Magic Plus kiosk with different machines, almost like ATMs, that you can go up to, manage your My Magic Plus account, which all guests can do, but only the ones with on the My Magic Plus test in the Disney resorts can book their fast passes in advance. Also this year in February, we saw the 5th anniversary of Run Disney's Disney Princess Half Marathon. As you can see from my medals here, I have participated in this all 5 years. They changed the look of the medal this year, and this is somewhat of a sore subject with me, as the faster sellouts of the Run Disney events. I got shut out of this one before I could even register. I am bummed because I am, or was now, one of less than 300 who ran in all 5. I got the special Perfect Princess medal ribbon and the invite to take part in an article for Cosmopolitan magazine about the race. I declined on that, of course, but I'm sad that I lost my Perfect Princess status. In March, we saw the opening of the new Tangled-themed restrooms open in the new Fantasyland. With Rapunzel's tower gleaming over the construction walls before it opened, it caused a lot of anticipation for many guests as to what it could be. With the heavy theming, a lot of Fantasyland cast members would tell guests that it's more than just a restroom, and I did give it a long and hard look, and I can honestly say that all I did see were restrooms. If there is a ride in there, please let me know. If there's a restaurant there, I will pass, but it does include the little Find Pascal feature, which he is really cute and fun to find. But I'll take a look outside of Florida to an event that happened in April that definitely would not have happened if there was no Walt Disney World, and I was lucky enough to attend, and that is the 30th anniversary of Tokyo Disneyland. The whole resort was decked out in balloons for the Happiness is Here theme. Even the Tokyo Disneyland monorail, interior and exterior, featured the Disney characters and logos for the anniversary. The rededication of the park happened on the actual anniversary, which was April 15th. It was hosted by the Tokyo Disneyland ambassador, with lots of heads and dignitaries from the Oriental Land Company, the actual company that does own Tokyo Disneyland, but Disney Parks and Resort Chief Tom Staggs was there to help dedicate and its importance to the Disney parks. The special parade that was created for the event was made with giant floats, all themed from various Disney films, and included lots of Disney characters, some we have never seen stateside. Like here we have the Ugly Duckling from the 1939 Silly Symphony short. Here is the King of Hearts from the 1951 film Alice in Wonderland. We saw his wife earlier, and I love this costume of Dopey, who is riding on top of Sneezy's shoulders like he did in the silly song sequence of Snow White. All that event, plus this regular entertainment like Tokyo Disneyland's Electric Parade Dreamlights, made this park more special. The celebration continued on the other side of the resort at Tokyo Disney Sea, where they had their own style to celebrate the happinesses here. They had a special procession happening on the lagoon every morning with Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, Duffy, and Shelly May. This was going on while Tokyo Disney Sea was celebrating its second Mickey and Duffy Spring Voyage. This event is very popular, and it takes place in 3 sections of the park with elaborate stage shows, all themed to Mickey, Minnie, Duffy, and Shelly May, their trip to celebrate spring in the different parts of the world that Tokyo Disney Sea represents. This is the show that takes place on the Mediterranean harbor. It's called Welcome to Spring. This one is in the American waterfront, and that is called Easter in New York. And this one is on the Arabian coast, which features Aladdin's genie and other characters from the Magic Lamp Theater attraction, which is in that section. Meanwhile, the entire park is decked out with decorations in spring colors, of course. And topiaries like this one with the genie holding a Duffy. This goes on in addition to all the tributes that the Cape Cod section does as the hometown of Duffy the Disney Bear. The whole park even features these little stands to set up your Duffy for photo ops. Epcot tried to do this at one point when Duffy the Disney Bear was first rolled out. As a matter of fact, I think Epcot could take a few notes from Tokyo Disney's rollout of the Spring Voyage event as a way to improve its Flower and Garden Festival. Back to the States, and speaking of Epcot, lucky guests in May were treated to a one-night shot of Spaceship Earth turning into Mike Wazowski to reveal Magic Kingdom's second all-nighter. Tied to the opening of Pixar's Monsters University, this event happened on May 24th through the 25th from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m., and it was very crowded as it was the kickoff of Memorial Day weekend. Also in the Magic Kingdom, the new Pirate's Adventure Treasure of the Seven Seas attraction opened, using the former Crow's Nest shop as its home base. This attraction sends guests out into Adventureland to solve mysteries and puzzles, all themed to the Pirates of the Caribbean films. Lots of new props and scenes were added to Adventureland for this interactive attraction, and a lot of them move when guests trigger certain things in the park. But they're still tucked away, so not everyone might catch them if they're not involved. This one is different from other adventure games in the park, which has this little tribute that features a Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom medal, the KP logo from the Kim Possible adventure that used to be in World Showcase, and its replacement Phineas and Ferb's Agent P adventure, which is that platypus skull with the fedora on it. A very low-tech version of this concept opened over at Disney's Animal Kingdom this year with the Wilderness Explorers. Here you can explore your inner Russell from 2009's Pixar film Up. In this attraction that only uses guidebooks and cast members as your guide, you can just trigger different things. Also, the Adventurers Outpost opened in the former Beastly Bazaar gift shop. This is the only place where you can meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse together, as they were moved out of Camp Mini Mickey earlier this year to make way for preparation for construction of the new Avatar section opening in that park. Speaking of character meet and greets, the new Disney Princess Fairy Tale Hall opened up as part of the new Fantasyland, taking the former home of the Snow White Scary Adventure attraction. This is the meet and greet offers a chance guest to visit with Rapunzel from 2010 Disney film Tangled. She's usually with Snow White. And Cinderella, who's usually paired with Sleeping Beauties from Princess Aurora, in one character room that features lots of Disney blonde ambition. Snow White's Scary Adventures closed for good on May 30th, 2012, and this replacement did not open till over a year later, and as beautiful as it is, when you look at it, it is just a meet and greet. However, 2 of the characters from Snow White's old attraction, the vultures from the ending scene, had now taken up residence on the construction site of the new Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Now we're going to head over to Epcot, where the new Fountain View opened, no longer featuring Edie's Ice Cream, but the second Walt Disney World location for Starbucks coffee. It's very sleek inside, and it finally gives guests who are looking for Starbucks signature drinks while they're heading through the parks, and it also helps a lot of the complaints that they used to get for the old coffee. While you're inside, take a look outside the window, and you'll find this old Communicore logo on the back side of a directional sign for Mickey's character spot. Also, September 13th, Friday the 13th, saw the Unleash the Villains attraction at Walt Disney World and Hollywood Studios. It was hosted by Hades and featured entertainment from Malt, Sweat, and Shares throughout the night. Featured 13 villains for meet and greets and a dance party, including the rare bowler hat guy, or Michael Gubian, as you like to call him, from 2007 to Meet the Robinsons, and the East Coast Walt Disney World premiere of Nightmare Before Christmas's Oogie Boogie. In October, we saw the opening of the newest Disney Vacation Club resort to open at Walt Disney World, the Villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, having a Mary Poppins theme in the lobby. This resort also recently saw its first Christmas last month, and so its new decorations package include these small trees and these classic wreath. Notice that it features the white and gold theme from next door's Grand Floridian also. Now, this is the newest resort to open, but as you know, that the Polynesian Resort just recently announced its DVC resort, which is under construction. And also there's the Four Seasons at Walt Disney World, which is scheduled to open in 2014 in the summer. Well, that is going to do it for today. Sorry we stayed in Disney this week. We will definitely touch on other area parks like SeaWorld, Universal Studios, and Legoland and their 23 happenings as we look forward to what 2014 brings. Until then, you all have a safe and happy New Year's, and we will see you all next week. Thanks very much, and goodbye.